Good morning and welcome to the final race day for the round 3 of the FIM Asia Road Racing Championship happening here at the Mobility Resort Motegi in Japan. We have a very different start for Sunday mornings. Usually it's just a warm-up. So we have the TVS Asia, the TVS International Racing Championship happening first and foremost for the first session of the day. And we're going to have a chat with a few of the riders. We're going to chat with Vicente. So Vicente, your experience from prototype machines to the TVS machines here in Motegi, how different has it been adapting to this bike?
Yes, it's different because this bike is a production bike, but yesterday I worked a lot with the team and yeah, I adapt a lot fast to the circuit and also to the bike. We need to improve also my riding style because it's a little bit different than the Moto3, but I do my best in the race and we will see what we can do.
Different conditions compared to yesterday. It's a bit cooler in the morning now, so do you expect a bit of a different feeling?
Yes, a little bit, but I think it's better because with more cold it's more grip and it's more easy for me.
Oh, good luck, Vicente. Can't wait to see what you do. Now we're going to head next, Vicente, with Pedrinho Matos. We're going to have a chat with Pedrinho. He's having a moment to himself, and I'm going to try to interrupt him real quick from this side. So Pedrinho, it's a good qualifying position in the end, but of course Vicente just having the edge right now, sitting on pole. What can we expect? It looks like it's going to be a big battle. So do you think that you found something yesterday?
Yeah, I think this race a good battle with all the riders. Very high pace, and I think it's one race with too much battles.
Can't wait to see it. Good luck for this one. And now we're going to head to complete the front row. We're going to head over to P3 with John Lopez. And John, just having a quick conversation. Let's interrupt John. John, just want to have a quick question. What are you reading as preparation for the race?
I'm reading the Holy Bible because I believe in Jesus, and for me Jesus is the first, and I'm just concentrating with him because I know that with him this race will be so good.
Lovely. Now, today is a very different start to a Sunday. You have the race in the morning. Do you have a different feeling after yesterday's qualifying, or are you still looking for something?
Yeah, I think the yesterday was a very more sun. Now is for me better cooling, is not too much cool, and I think it will be good because for the pneumatics is a good temperature.
Thank you so much, John. Good luck with this one.
Thanks.
Back to you, Barry Russell.
And a very good morning and welcome from the commentary box here at Motegi. It's an absolutely gorgeous morning here in the mountains of Tochigi Prefecture. And as Daniel said, an unusual start to the day with a race, but this of course due to the typhoon that struck last week and delayed the arrival of all the bikes and equipment. So this is the Motegi circuit for you, 14 turns, 8 right, 6 left, and lots of elevation changes. The most notable one on the rundown from turn 10 to turn 11, where we'll be seeing lots of drama very soon. Interesting thing about the front row of the grid there, that as Daniel was going through, is that Pedrinho Matos had to come through qualifying 1A and ended up on the front row, which is an achievement in itself. But in fact, in qualifying 1A, he recorded an even faster time of 2:04.976, which is the only 2:04 we've seen. So Pedrinho Matos, really fast. We've already seen him on the podium this season. And so let's see what he can do today. We'll run you through the grid in a little while. So just zooming in here on Oratui Piri. Oratui first joined TVS as a wildcard in December 2025 at Buriram. We saw his speed then, although he struggled a little bit to keep the bike upright. This season's been a totally different story, and he sits third in the championship behind Ramdan and behind Sartak. And the other thing to say here, as we go through the grid, is that Ramdan Rosli actually qualified 8th, which is a big surprise. Clearly some kind of problem there for Ramdan in practice, and Sartak Chavan is away currently in Portugal, racing at Estoril this weekend. So golden opportunity here for Ramdan Rosley to stretch his currently 5-point advantage in the standings. So welcome to all the new riders here, including Vicente Perez Selfa, and also to Andoni Dominguez, who's starting down in 13th but showed some really good form in practice and in qualifying. Not quite so much, didn't get through qualifying 1A, but should be coming up from the rear of the grid based on what we saw in his early form. Not too much known about the Nicaraguan, Andoni Dominguez. Okay, so we're ready just to begin the warm-up lap here. That is the view down towards the start line. With turn 14, the final turn in the background. So turn 11 is really the crucial one. So let's just run you through the grid here. Vicente Perez Selfa, another Spanish rider on the grid for the first time in TVS. He's on pole position. Next to him, Pedrinho Matos, Portuguese rider, and the Colombian, John Lopez, starts third. Then it's Chirant Vishwanath. Next to him, Luis Miguel, already a race winner this season, and Oratil Piri starts sixth from the second row. Then it's Nakib Rifki, Ramdan Rosley starting down in the middle of row 3, and Jean Kento Turner, Japanese rider, starting ninth, and onto row 4, Fadil Al-Ghassani, Leandro Paredes, the Filipino rider, starts 11th, and Rakshit Sahari Dave starting 12th. Just to complete the fill, Andoni Dominguez, the first time we've seen a Nicaraguan flag in the Asia Road Racing Championship, and the Indian veteran KY Ahmed. So Daniel has just legged it up from the grid. Everything's nice and compact here, Daniel. It's not so many steps as some other circuits perhaps.
Well, I would agree and disagree at the same time. The scrutineering is quite a distance down.
Oh, that's true.
That's the only thing that's not compact.
Right, easy for me to say. I haven't been out this weekend. I should get out more.
Well, we have the pit walk coming up later, so if you are around the Tochigi Prefecture, do come down and join us for the pit walk. Even if you're in Tokyo, you have time to make it down. Yeah,
absolutely perfect conditions here at Motegi. And no rain forecast today, so we're hoping for a full clutch of dry races. So this is the first of 2 races for TVS. The second one will be this afternoon, right in the middle of the schedule. After Underbone 150s, who will start the race 2 proceedings this afternoon, then AP 250, and then TVS Racing race 2 will start is scheduled to start at 14:25. These 14 riders come through to their start positions.
It's going to be a really good race, this. It's been building up ever since the first session for them.
Yeah, we've got Ramdan with a challenge starting 8th on 3rd row. Got riders coming into form like Pedrinho, Oratilwi, John Lopez. Great to see him, the Colombian, on the front row.
It's going to be a few surprises for sure.
So everybody just about in position. Yeah, green flag waves, the man with the red flag leaves, and the lights come on. And we are going for TVS Racing race 1. Not a good start from Vicente from pole position. And it is Pedrinho Matos who showed such a good turn of speed today, who leads into the first sector.
Pedrinho with an absolute rocket off the line. He launched the best out of anyone.
Yeah.
And right now going in, Chirant, he had a great line out of turn 1.
Really good start from the Indian as well, Chirant. Not the most consistent rider, but when he's quick, he's really quick. He's leading now from Pedrinho. Oh, and the first crasher.
It's that Fuddle that's gone down.
Oh, okay, so that's...
Yeah, it's Fuddle Al-Ghassani, he's down. So that's just at turn 2.
So very early exit there. That bike will be long gone by the time we get around there again in around 2 minutes from now. But determined riding there in these early stages from Chirant Vishwanath.
Pedrinho had a look on the inside there, thought of sending it in. By the way, we have a long lap to be served for Luis Miguel. So we'll probably do that in a couple more laps. That can be quite costly in the TPS One Make Championship.
Yeah, just an 8-lap race.
He looked for the line but just couldn't find it.
Yeah, Vicente currently in P4. And at the back there, I think, is KY Ahmed. Vicente, the number 19, you can just see coming up behind. Let's have a look for Ramdan, showing 6th on the timing tower. Okay, coming up to the end of lap 1. Looks as though Pedrinho Matos is going to lead them across the line from Vishwanath.
Bad stuff for Ramdan, getting 3 places up. On the turn 1, Pedrinho goes to the front. Chirant drops down and around the outside. That's an attempt. But yeah, it's not going to be an easy line to hold.
Yep, and Ramdan up to P5 and very much in touch with this leading group. Just behind Ramdan is Oratilwi Piri. And behind Oratilwi is Anthony Dominguez.
Oh, Vicente! Look at him, the experience, but he goes wide on the exit. And that sent Pedrinho back up inside and front.
Yeah, so some spicy action there between the Spanish Vicente and the Portuguese Pedrinho Matos.
This group is exciting. We have 9 riders battling it out. Could be right at the back of it, so Akib as well. He's gone well for the first lap.
Yeah, and John Lopez holding his position well. Started 3rd, currently 3rd now. And race direction just telling us that there's a start penalty for Luis Miguel.
Yeah, that's why the long lap board's being shown on the gantry. On the outside there, Luis behind Ramdan. He's trying to make way. I wonder if he's noticed the sign yet. We'll have to make it done in a few more laps.
Yeah.
The problem is this group is so tightly packed. If he loses the wind coming up them, he's out of contention for the podium.
Yeah. Vicente moving to the front now. So they begin the plunge down to turn 11. It is number 11 who doesn't lead them through.
Yeah, Pedrinho looked for a line around the outside, but Vicente is so strong on the brakes down in 11.
He really did have that covered. Quality of Vicente there. Former Moto3 CIV, that's the Italian Championship champion. And a lot of experience also in Moto3.
Vicente won his race in the CIV as well last weekend. So on the inside there he goes again to take the lead from Pedrinho. This is going to be exciting. Both of them hungry. Vicente, the slightly less experienced rider on the TVS bike. It's funny because he is one of the most experienced on this grid right now.
Absolutely. Just 1 second covering the top 8.
There we go, Luis Miguel. He serves his long lap penalty quickly, but is he going to lose the group? Yeah, it looks like he's lost a lot of ground.
He's rejoining at the very back.
Yeah, he's in 13th now, behind KY Ahmed. Whoa. Look at that from Pedrinho. Brilliant.
Yeah, plenty of edge there, but especially between Pedrinho and Vicente. And quietly at the front there is the Colombian hanging in really well. There he is, the number 9, currently P2. He started 3rd.
Oh, look at that move there done by Ramdan. That was beautiful on the switchback. Ramdan moves up into 2nd. I think Ramdan thinks he has a bit more pace, so he's trying to probably measure whether he can put a bit of a gap. Nakir Rifki as well, making a move on Chiranth.
Yeah, Nakir has come into this championship really strongly. 2 4th places so far.
Good stuff from Andoni as well. He qualified not well, but he is keeping up with his group.
Yeah, he looked strong in practice, didn't he? Indeed, Minguez, yeah.
Current fastest lap after 2 laps is by Nakib Rifki at 2:06.6, and into 11 now. On the inside goes John, but Pedrinho holds on. Chiranth goes for an overtake, but Ramdan just has that line.
Yeah, we saw the aggressive start from Chiranth, and he dropped towards the back of that leading group. Now he's showing again. Still got time, 5 laps after this one.
You can see Vicente now, he's going a bit more aggressive. I think Vicente was hoping that there would be a bit of a split, but I think he's realized now that these 3 at the front are looking to check out. Ramdan on the inside at turn 1 gets a very nice line. Chiranth goes wide. Pedrinho, he's trying to hold a really tight line around there. Yeah, it's made it stick.
Yeah, Ramdan Rosny, championship leader, very much in the house now, having moved up from his 3rd row start. Chiranth holding in there as well. So 2 very experienced TVS riders, chased by Pedrinho, the number 11.
You can see Ramdan, he just has a bit of an advantage in sector 1. Oh, Chiranth tried on the inside there. Luis has caught up, so great work from Luis Miguel.
Yeah, he's come up really quickly, made short work of the riders that were ahead of him after that long lap penalty. So, with 4.5 laps remaining, you wouldn't put it past him getting back into contention. But the number 1, he was...
Look at the speed that Vicente carried through there. That was beautifully done, and that's just the experience to hold the speed at that angle.
Moto 3 cornering speed. It's,
Indeed.
yeah, quite something to behold. He's currently 3rd as they come down the hill, and we've seen him so strong on the brakes before.
This is the best of Chiranth so far this season.
Yeah, shame he's not more consistent. So here they come.
Vicente making a move, he got a good slip, and into 11 he takes the front. Ramdan tries to respond, but he can only hold off Chiranth.
So good on the brakes, Vicente. So Ramdan will have figured that out now. He's got up amongst the leaders from his 8th position start.
Donny's made up another place as well. Donny having a really good run at this. Cross the line, 4 more laps to go. Vicente leading the way through. Ramdan in 2nd. Donny's up into 7th, yeah. And he's having a fantastic run at this. Luis Miguel has just had the fastest lap.
Yeah, just had the fastest lap, and he is 1 second behind the leaders as they cross the line that time.
Chiranth sends on the inside of Ramdan. Nice and clean by Chiranth Vishwanath. At the front now, Vicente looking to pull a bit of a gap. It's nearly impossible in these lightweight machines to pull a gap, but Vicente, he's pushing hard now.
Yeah, John is number 9, hanging in there in P5, very much in touch with the leaders. Best performance all weekend seen from the Colombian. Gibbon as well. It's a real high quality field.
Indeed. On the inside was an attempt on the inside of Ramdan Pedrinho. Nearly contact between the pair of them. Where Vicente's really strong through the flowy sections of Motegi. He's just superb through there into turn 11 as well. So this pattern continues until the final lap. They're going to have to send it in at the braking zone of turn 11.
I don't know what you think, Daniel, but I think Vicente's looking like a rider with a plan here. Just took a little look around him a few corners ago. So I think he's calculating what he needs to do. They're past the halfway point of the race. Chirant aggressive once again. Ramdan holding back in P3. Once again reminding that Sartak Chavan, who started this race 5 points behind him, but won't score any more as in Portugal.
Got the slit behind Vicente. He's trying to line up a move into turn 1. Vicente trying to hold the inside line. Will he be later on the brakes? Vicente holds the line. Not making any moves in turn 1 yet. Oh, and we have a fallen. That is Nakirivki. Another ball for Nakirivki.
Nakib was, yeah, he's frustrated with himself. He was looking strong in that leading group. He was a threat, but that's one threat down. Vicente continues to lead at the front. Chirant looking threatening.
Vicente seems to be in crucial control. Like you mentioned, he has a plan, and he took another look back there. On the inside, Ramdan double overtake. And that has sent Chirant to 3rd, Pedrinho to 4th. Ramdan, I think he realized that Vicente is getting away a bit. He does not want Vicente to check out.
The more points he can get currently, if they stop the race now, he would have a 25-point lead over Sartak in the championship. Sounds early to be talking about championship positions, but those two have been so close this season. Vicente seems to be stroking that machine through. Hadn't ridden one until yesterday. In practice in the morning yesterday, qualifying at the end of the afternoon.
He's out to turn 9 into 10 as well. He always pulls a bit of a gap as they come through. And once they get into the run downhill, the slipstream becomes a factor. Look at Ramdan now, he's lining it up. Ramdan looking to make a win. Ramdan does make a move around the outside. We've seen, oh, but Ramdan, he messes it up with engine braking there.
Vicente going through, so strong in that crucial part of the circuit.
Yeah, that was a big error for Ramdan. Once that engine braking started kicking in, he just lost the rear bit and lost all the drive from 11 to 12.
So he crosses the line 4th this time, ahead of Pedrinho Matos, who's faded during the second half of the race. Although he's still within a second of Vicente at the front.
A bit quick on this trip, trying to bring himself up to the front with Vicente.
Yeah, you have to. Vicente looks so strong in that crucial turn 11. But unless they can do something to put him behind them, he's going to come through the advantage.
Luis Miguel's gone up into 3rd. What a great job from Luis Miguel after a long lap penalty. Ramdan responding immediately. And he slides it in.
Pedrinho going through inside.
And Luis Miguel sent a little bit back. It was a nice block pass from Ramdan. Pedrinho tried to seek an opportunity, but here's where Vicente is really strong. Oh, look, Luis Miguel had a look on the inside, but not close enough.
Yeah, Luis Miguel looking for the story. Long lap penalty to podium.
Yeah, bumped off there was Pedrinho. Coming through now, it's John Lopez trying to make a move.
Yeah, John staying there. We've seen him fade in races before. This is a really good weekend for him.
Luis Miguel again on the inside of Ramdan. These two have battled a couple of times already this season. This is another great battle between Luis and Ramdan. And the front Chirant, he hasn't really sent his front wheel in.
Let's see again. He's often been second down the hill, Chirant. Luis Miguel. Leaving him no room whatsoever. Brilliant pass there.
That was cleanly done from Luis to just block past Chirant like that. And now we're coming down to the final lap. Vicente just looks so much stronger throughout the last 2 sectors.
Yeah, what's this lap? 2:05. 6:6. That's Dominguez.
Here we go now, Luis Miguel on the inside turn 1. He even takes a look down at his bike. But Vicente, Luis goes wide and Vicente comes back in. Ramdan moves up.
Luis Miguel looking really determined. Already in the Asia Road Racing Championship this season, we've seen 2 riders win after long lap penalties. He's trying to repeat in the TVS rating.
Oh, Luis Miguel stands Chiron standing up. And Luis, he's got victory in his eyes. He wants to find a pass through Vicente, but Vicente's so strong throughout these next 2 sectors, so it's not going to be easy. And Chiron now on the inside of Luis Miguel.
Well, what's Ramdan thinking now? He's in P4.
Andoni has gone up into P6.
He's gotten better and better. More track time he's had on the Nicaraguan. Dominguez.
P5 on now. Andoni's looking for a podium. This is good.
Yeah, again, we see such a competitive race in TVS. Got seven riders, 7 or 8 riders covered by a second here.
It's got to be turn 11. If anyone's going to take this victory away from Vicente, it has to be done at turn 11.
And nobody has taken it away from him in turn 11 yet. There he goes, looking smooth, in control.
Ramdan up into P3, now he moves up ahead of Luis Miguel. They're side by side. So here comes the crucial bit. 3 more turns.
Yeah, we know how clever Ramdan is. What's he got up his sleeve? And Donny Dominguez comes out, the number 20.
Oh, Chiron, he tries.
Another look.
The Vicente line is just too good. Vicente, brilliant throughout turns 11, 12 and 13.
In through the tunnel, he looks irresistible. Vicente Perez. Chiron looking strong in second, Ramdan third, looking for a podium finish. And Luis Miguel's not going to quite do the fairy tale, but it is...
Oh, Chiron! Chiron gets it!
Chiron. That will be a photo finish for sure. Chiron Vishwanath, he was so aggressive right off the start, and he's come through to win by a margin of, on the timing tower there, saying 15 thousandths of a second. I'm sure we'll be having a look at that. Yes, indeed. Race result under photo finish. There it is from the front. It looked like Vicente had it, but then really got the drive out of the final turn, Chiron. And yeah, he did.
It looks like it.
It very much looks like a win for Chiron Vishwanath.
The slipstream that Chiron got out of turn 14.
Fantastic racing here.
And it's Chiron, the perfect air slipstream behind Vicente.
And looking down the order as well, Leandro Paredes finishing 8.9 of a second down. Okay. So a stop there for Chiron.
Oh, looks like his bike might be out of fuel.
Yeah.
Or is it just celebrations?
I don't see anybody assisting him with the celebration. The only flags there are Marshall's flags, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
No, but it seems like the bike is okay, so I think Chiron wanted to grab a flag but couldn't find one, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, we've seen the Indian flag fly from the top of the podium already this season, but not in the hands of Chiron, who does a very nice wheelie there. A little reminiscent of Hiroki Ono, his legendary celebration wheelie that we've seen over the last few years. So there are your results. Chiron Vishwanath wins 15 thousandths of a second from newcomer Vicente Perez Selfa, and then Ramdan Rosli another podium in the absence of Sartak. That's important. Then Luis Miguel, who came through to 4th after a long penalty. A strong 5th for Oraturi Puri, just for second down on the winner, and then the Nicaraguan debutant Andoni Dominguez, just 0.6 of a second down. John Lopez from Colombia, who finished 7th, just 0.8 down. Leandro Paredes, his best result in terms of time, for sure, in TVS, just 0.9 down from the winner. And in P10, we got Rachid Sahari, P9, sorry, Pedrinho Matos, who faded later in the race. Rachid Sahari Dave, 4.5 seconds down. Then it was Jean Kento Turner, KY Ahmed, and Naki Rifki crashed. So did Fadil Al Ghassan out on the second turn. So those are your 12 finishers. But a wonderful race there right from the off, with lots of intent from Chirant. It looked as though Vicente was so much in control of that final sector that nobody would be able to overcome him, but Chirant got a terrific line out of the final turn. Looking forward to seeing that again on replay. As we look down towards the final turn and into Parc Fermé. Salkan, the Dunlop technician, talking there with Vicente. He's got to be happy with coming through for a P2 and such a close race. I do think he believed he was going to win and that he had control, but now he has felt the level of the competition in this VS Racing International Championship. He gets handed his Dunlop hat to take up onto the podium. Quite sure where our race winner is now. We saw him celebrating on the way in. Here he comes, the number 4. Gets a hug from Warapong Malahuan, the project leader, and incidentally the fastest rider in practice yesterday, so still leading this project from the front, Warapong Malahuan. But there is your winner. Really smooth, aggressive, well-judged race from Chirant Vishwanath. Congratulations to him. And look who comes to congratulate him, none other than Hiroki Ono, 2 times TVS champion. Now wearing Honda colours, of course. Race winner yesterday in AP 250. And that is Warapong on the left there. Big smile from him. Another result that shows the depth of this field. Only 14 riders, but a great depth of talent. 1 second covering the, less than 1 second covering the top 9 finishers. As we check once again, the spectators here finding their favourite spots. It's a beautiful sunny morning here, temperatures around about, guessing now, 20 degrees. Beautiful morning here in the mountains of Tochigi Prefecture. We'll be going to the podium, to the interviews with Daniel, and then the podium. So Daniel is with our winners.
So Ramdan, it was a very difficult race with a huge battle. We saw you trying to line up a move a few times, but can you tell us what happened on that last lap as well?
At first, I would like to say syukur alhamdulillah, and also for today's race. I know it's very hard for me even to finish on the podium, because yesterday I be really a lot of work with the medical problem, and also by today also have the same, but I try to put my best to stay on the front group, give the fight for the best of the rider on the front. And like I said, my strongest for today for me is Allah, and also my family that give me support. And yeah, on the race it was really difficult. I start on the 8 on the grid, but I try to be the best and give all my 110% to stay on the top of the group. And anyway, it be really hard, but I make it possible to finish the third. But anyway, this is race 1, and I try to give again on the race 2 later. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Ramdan. Congratulations. And in second place for the TVS Racing International Championship, we have Vicente Perez-Silva. So Vicente, it seemed like you were in cruise control for a bit. You were controlling the pace at the front, but then right down the line, could you tell us what happened? Did you lose a bit of speed, or was it just the slipstream factor?
It's the slipstream factor, because with these bikes it's impossible to go. I think I'm the rider more fast on the track for sure, but the race is like this, no? I think I need to change strategy for the race 2. I think on this in these 5 hours I have, and yeah, for sure I don't happy.
Thank you so much, Dante. Congratulations. And race winner for the first time in 2026 from India, Chirant Vishwanath. We're going to try to get Chirant over here for a quick word. So Chirant, victorious now here in Motegi. It was a proper battle, but you got the line out of 10:14. So can you tell us, how did you line that up in the final lap?
Yeah, throughout the weekend I had the fastest pace. I just knew I could take home the win. And yeah, end of the day I just did. I would dedicate this victory to my mom and dad. Without them, I'm not here. All these hard battles I fought with myself before the race. And in the race I could make most of it and take home the victory. And I also like to thank TVS because they're the backbone, working very hard behind the screens. They built the machine very good, and thanks to the team. Also, many people tell fast bike, but end of the day this is one make, and I don't think so any of that matters because yeah, I just took home the victory and I'm very happy.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
So let's take another look at that eventful, tightly fought race. As we just saw them line up. Out for Ramdan Rosley, who started way back and would have a lot to do. There was a jump start for Luis Miguel. But right from the start, it was really aggressive riding from Chirant. And kind of smooth, confident riding from Vicente Perez, the number 19 there. 5 laps remaining. Ramdan Rosley, championship leader, chipped in. Chased all the way through by Vicente and by Chirant. And at this stage, coming up to the halfway point, Pedrinho Matos began just to fade back. And there was the exit there for Nakib Rifki. Very frustrated Nakib once again. Running wide there was Ramdan into turn 11. That was a mistake he wouldn't make on the final lap. With 2 laps to go. Vicente looked really confident at the front. He looked like he had it under control. There he is through that section. Just ahead at this point from Luis Miguel, who had done his long lap penalty and come up from the last place into podium contention. At this point, this looked very likely to be the finishing order. Vicente, Chirant, Ramdan, with Luis Miguel just behind them and right on the line. Snatched from Vicente by Chirant Vishwanath by 15 thousandths of a second, which is about half the width of a wheel. And a victory for Chirant, his best previous result this season being a 6th place. So he jumps straight on to the top step for his first podium of 2026 in the TVS Racing International Championship. Very familiar sight there. Ramdan Rosley on the podium, this time in P3. His lowest finish of the season, in fact. He's only had 1 win and 3 seconds. Vicente steps on to the second step. Straight up goes Chirant Vishwanath, and the national anthem of India will play once again.
Now to present the third prize award, we would like to invite Mr. Vorapong Malawan, R&D Development Rider and Rider Coach, to the podium.
Right, and here come the presentations, and appropriately starting them off is Vorapong Malahuan, the Research and Development Rider and Rider Coach, the rider who really started this project and won the inaugural championship. He hands the third prize trophy to Ramdan Rosley, who stretches his championship lead, and for the first time in the Asia Road Racing Championship, the second place prize presented by Mr. Kartik, the Managing Director of TVS Buxus, the event management company. Goes to Vicente Perez Selfa. And
now to present the winner's trophy, we would like to invite Mr. Praveen
first
Kumar,
prize to
racing technician,
Chirant Vishwanath. A long time since we've seen him on the podium. It's presented by Mr. Praveen Kumar, one of the technicians for TVS Racing, one of the men behind the scenes, getting his moment in the sunlight here, and very well deserved indeed. Fantastic result there for Chirant Vishwanath.
And now we'd like to invite Mr. Vorapong, Mr. Kartik, and Mr. Praveen Kumar to take a photo with our race winners.
Okay, photo time, and we'll look at those revised standings because they will have changed considerably.
TVS Racing International Championship Race 1 winners.
And just a reminder that we'll be seeing TVS in the middle of the afternoon schedule again for race 2. And here are the revised championship standings. Ramdan Rosley moves on to 101 points, no points for Sartak because he's not here. 80 points. Luis Miguel is now on 54 points, as is Oratui Piri. And then Chirant Vishwanath collects 25 points to put him on to 49. John Lopez, the Colombian, moves up to 40. Nakib Rifki, no score for him. He's on 37. Kento Turner, he is also on 37 points. So we will be taking a short break now. We'll be back at 9:15 local time. That's in about 12 minutes from now. With the warm-up session, we'll resume normal schedule for Sunday mornings in the FIM Asia Road Racing Championship with the Underbones, AP250s, Supersport and ASB 1000s. So stay with us. We'll be back with you in 10 minutes or so. We're at Mobility Resort Motegi for round 3 of the FIM Asia Road Racing Championship. Welcome back to Mobility Resort Motegi. This is day 3 of round 3 of the FIM Asia Road Racing Championship. And as usual on Sunday mornings, we have warm-up sessions. Not for TVS Asia because they have already had a race. We have an amended schedule, which if you've been following this weekend, you will have seen significantly changed the programme. But we've gotten through it well, and we've had race ones for all categories now. Underbones had their race 1 yesterday. Lots of drama, of course, as always, in Underbones. And a very popular winner yesterday in the form of John Emerson Ngito for S1M. An emotional win indeed. Last time he won was in 2023, and that was in the Japanese round, which then was at Sugo. So Japan seems to be a lucky location for John Emerson Ngito. Now that's one of the Team One for All bikes being wheeled off there. It seems a bit early for that. It's a 10-minute warm-up session. 77 there for JPNW. SND is Aditya Fauzi, just circulating there with his teammate Kiki Sudaman. Aditya featured prominently in the race yesterday, but at the DNF at the end. So disappointing day for Aditya. Shafiq Rasol is number 22. Shafiq, 22, finished down the order yesterday as well in 17th, so no points for him. 2 Voges there in the pink and sky blue. The quicker of the 2 finishes yesterday was Muzakir Mohammed. He finished 1.8 seconds down on John Emerson Ngito. And Afizi Supat finished 15th. He was the final point scorer. And he was 7 seconds down, but what you can see from Muzakir's result is once again that the Vosges project is getting closer and closer to the front of this field, which for so many years has been dominated by Yamaha and by Honda. But in the hands of certainly Aditya Fauzi, Honda looking really threatening this season. 58 Silmi Helsinki is going off there, and once again we have to say that Race Direction will be chewing their nails at the sight of these riders just trundling around. The penalties apply to warm-ups as well for slow riding. They're given strict limits based on their normal lap times. Now as they complete an outlap, they decide to speed up. Just over half this 10-minute session remaining, so a few laps just to check out any changes that have been made to the bikes. 143, Hosni Zainal Fauzi had his worst finish in 2 seasons yesterday when he came in 7th, the championship leader. That has cut his advantage at the top to 59, 30, more than, he's still more than 30 points clear at the top, Hosni, but he looked threatening until the late stages and the speed just went off a bit. And special mention for this rider, 2023 champion Nazrul Izzat. He was looking really a possible winner yesterday, running at the front, looking confident, everything was good until it wasn't, when he had another mechanical failure. So far this season, and indeed last season, the machine letting down the man. So we all hope for much better things for Nazrul today. Number 87 for Uma Racing. His teammate Adib Arshad just behind him there. They've been running together in practice and qualifying this weekend and doing some really solid work, and in the race you saw them looking especially strong. But in the end, there was no finish for Nazarul, and Adib finishing down the order in the end. So Uma Racing looking for much better things today for the 87 and the 27. Nazarul and Adib. Nazarul, with the benefit of one flying lap, is the quickest, although it's not a quick time, 2:18. But he in particular will be keeping his fingers crossed that everything feels absolutely right on that Yamaha. And now we've got a few flying laps coming in. Dimas Julie at Moco. He's gone to the top from Husney, from April King. April also featuring at the front, but ending up finishing in P8 yesterday. .143 on to the right of your picture there is Husney. Dimas Julie is the number 52 for HS Youngstar Kawahara Race Tech 60. That's Wayuaji Trilaksana's team. Wayuaji also out there somewhere, and attracting a lot of sponsors. Until this season we just knew them as Race Tech 60. It's good to see the team name getting longer and longer. That can only mean good things for Wayuaji's team. Right, Daniel?
Oh, for sure.
I don't mind doing the extra work.
Yeah.
If it makes the series better.
We practice
Absolutely.
enough.
Yeah, exactly.
It is great to see the expansion of Wayuaji's project. Came in just as a single colored bike, and now we have proper liveries as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Gubita Krishna also up there. Race winner this year too. There they are, going gently down the hill from turn 10 to 211, turn 11.
Not a bad time at all for Dimas, 2:15.9. Close to the fastest time that we had last season as well by Husni.
Yeah, it was good for Dimas in the championship. We know Husni is away at the top, 32 points clear. But Dimas moved himself up from third to just ahead of Gubita Krishna. He's on 59, Gubita on 54. So 60 there is Wayuaji. One of the really key players, not only in the race, but in the underbone business, certainly in ARRC. Hand up from the 2 times champion, the number 60, Wayuaji. Checkered flag out in just a few seconds from now. This will be the last time around. Out comes the checkered flag, so they're not going to make it to the line for sure. Another group of riders going around there, led by the number 78, Timothy Rojas. Good time as well from Muzakir Mohammed. We keep mentioning him because of the growing promise of the AS25 Vosges team. 1.8 seconds down on the winner yesterday. There he is, the number 92, Muzakir. 2024 TVS champion as well. Or was it 2023? 2023 champion. Rocchiona won in 24 and 25.
23, indeed, yes. So
Doesn't seem that long ago, actually.
Should remember the last time I saw Muzakir was here in Motegi, and yeah, it would have been 2023. So it was his first outing that time as well.
Yeah, indeed. Just coming through towards the back of that group. Silmi Helsinki, the number 58. Promising rider. Expect to see some good things from him for Team One for All. He just slipstreams past as they go across the line. A little rehearsal perhaps for tactics out of the final complex. So Dimas Julie, as you said, Daniel, a very decent 2:15.9.
Yeah.
For warm-up, so lots of promise for this afternoon. Perhaps he can build on his P3 finish from race 1.
Yeah, Dimas is doing great. I mean, when he's on form, he's brilliant.
And look who's number 2 as well, Wayueji Trilaksana. So, Race Tech 60, HJS Youngstar. I haven't memorised it, I'm going to have to look it up. But Race Tech Youngstar Kawahara, Race Tech 60. Number 1, Dimas Julie. Number 2, team owner, Wayueji Trilaksana. Number 3 in this warm-up session, Fadli Ragani for Yamaha LFN HP 969. Then it was Husni Zainal Fauzi, championship leader by 32 points. April King Moscado, the number 95 for Race Tech Yamaha Philippines. 5th, 6th, Gupta Krishna. 7th, Shafiq Rasol. And 8th for Team One for All, Silmi Helsinki. And it was Cheryl Shazras for UZ Asia team, 9th quickest, had to start from pit lane yesterday. He did a 2:17, and then it was Muzakir Mohammed for Vosges AS25 racing team, 2:18. Shirat Sauki for Yamaha LFN HP 969. Then it was Kiki Suderman on JPNW SND Factory Racing. Adib Arshad for Uma Racing was 13th. 14th, Fazrul Sham for Aeon Credit JQK Synergies Cardinals. Down in 16th, Nazrul Izzat. Hopefully that bike is running smoothly for this afternoon. Ahmed Darwish for UZ Asia. Really good run from him yesterday, the number 51, 17th. Randy Oding, 2nd yesterday, 18th in warm-up. Then it was yesterday's winner, John Emerson in Gito. Afizi Supat on the 2nd of the Vosges AS25s. And Akshal Ilham Safatullah recorded no time. And neither did, worryingly, Aditya Fauzi. Hopefully we'll be seeing Aditya in full form because he did look so promising yesterday.
He did. It was just at the end of the race where we saw him in the gravel. It was really unfortunate for him.
Yeah, absolutely. But came in looking really positive and determined. We will be back with you in just a few minutes. We've got the AP250 warm-up session. We'll leave you with some slow-mo shots from that underbone warm-up. And we will see you again in about 6 minutes from now. So stay with us. We're at Mobility Resort Motegi for round 3 of the FIM Asia Road Racing Championship. Welcome back to Sunday morning warm-up here at Motegi and the third round of the FIM Asia Road Racing Championship. We are now into the AP250 warm-up. 32 entries and a fantastic race yesterday that was run by the Honda Vietnam replacement rider. We just about glimpsed going through on your screen then. Hiroki Ono joined the season as a rider coach for Honda Racing Vietnam. Then the regular rider Viet Tuan broke his leg, ironically, here in Japan. And so this is the second outing as a replacement rider for Hiroki Ono, and he's had 2 wins in 3 starts. And this is his home circuit. It was a fascinating battle yesterday that saw another replacement rider, Irfan Ardiansha, come through in second for Astra Honda. So some real super subbing going on in the AP250 class. And championship leader Kridapat Kankum, who came in with a 22-point lead, managed a third place finish to stretch his lead to 27 points ahead of Reza Danica. And in championship terms for Kridapat, it was a good day yesterday. Reza finished 5th, so stretching that lead there by 5 points. Kridapat is running with 2 200 RPM rev cuts, so 400 RPM down on the normal rev limit, and Reza Danica has a 200 RPM rev cut. This being done to equalize the performance and maintain the competitiveness of this class. 75 going through there. It's Yulin. And of the championship contenders, number 12, Panjarut Chitwalchat, crashed yesterday. So in terms of the championship, it was a good day out for Yamaha Thailand's Kridapat. Lu Yin yesterday, the number 75, and the only female rider in the class, came in 22 P22. So making her way back from injury, started the season not on the bike, but with a back injury. It's Irfan Haikal, the number 21, just slithering in front of her as they go into turn 11. And just behind her now is Daniel Shami, exciting young Malaysian rider. We've seen him only once on the podium, which is a little bit of a surprise. He finished 9th yesterday, 1.2 seconds down on race winner Hiroki Ono. And the number 24 we just glimpsed there behind Lu Yin, it's Pirapong Lui Bin Peng, the sole Team 1 for All rider. Number 24, there he is in the orange and yellow livery. And also showing there the number 37 machine. So down the hill, that's Chandra Hermawan, established himself as one of the front runners in this category. Yesterday, Chandra featuring all the way through, ending up 8/10 off the winner in P4, just ahead of Reza Danica. So taking valuable points away from Reza. There is the other super sub, number 16 is Irfan Ardiansha, returning to Astra Honda. So just looking at that group there, Aiki Yoshi, number 37 bike, running in pretty standard trim, it has to be said. Aiki Yoshi surprised many by moving from a Kawasaki mount to a Honda mount with SDG. Reza Danica just passes Yulin. So as we said, Reza Danica, as we just take a look there at the number 1, 2, 3. And now we're looking at the number 16. So 25, that's Carlson Jacob, the other SDG rider. He's just behind Daniel Shami, the number 57. Number 50, Afif Amran. Good to see him stepping up into this class. This time with the AM Credit JQK Zillage's Cardinals team. 88 is Chandra, 57 is Daniel Shami. Surely looking for another good result. Fitri Mahadi is 77 in that group. And with 3 minutes left in this short warm-up session, it is Chandra at the top of the timing screen from Mushavi. And Taro Takamoto, we expected him to be showing really strongly. Well, he's showing strongly in warm-up. The number 81 yesterday, finishing down in P23, so problems for the wildcard yesterday. And Hiroki Ono announces himself in that warm-up session, the number 76 moving up to P2. And the pole position starter, Fahmi Bassam for Yamaha LFN HP 969. He goes up into P4 in this warm-up session. All those riders, Chandra, Ono, Mashivi and Fahmi in the 207s. Irfan just behind them with a 208 dead. And then it's Rintaro Takamoto, Aiki Yoshi and Reza Danica, best time for him, 208.283. 99 is Galang Hendra. Galang finished 10th yesterday, 1.4 seconds down on the winner, just to emphasize once again how close this category is. Irfan Haikal, the number 21. It's Galang 99, Chandra 88, Irfan 21. And 37 is Aiki Yoshi, 24. On the Team 1-4 Yamaha is Pirapong Lui Bin Peng. Featured strongly yesterday in the leading group. Eventually to finish 7/10 down in P6. So they go down the hill and into turn 11 and the tunnel that follows it. They'll be able to do that one more time as the checkered flag will come out in just over a minute from now. Chandra going really wide on the exit there. Pirapong trying some slipstream, but it didn't work out. Just an experiment during warm-up. Hiroki Ono just moved to the top there with a 206.767, so considerably faster than everybody else on this warm-up. It is only a warm-up, we have to emphasize, but a certain amount of pride at stake, and we know Hiroki Ono well. He doesn't like to be anything but at number one in whatever session he's in. Just saw going down the hill there, the Hunter Corney, number 74. Very good to see him again. We've seen him in TVS Asia, the now 16-year-old Australian, but brought back in by Patrick Lee's MotoGo Yamaha Fusport racing team to compete this weekend as a wild card. So great to see that. And Patrick Lee again showing just what he's prepared to put into this sport. I did hear last week that Anupab Samoon on a 600, as going way wide there, was a FIFAM ran, just getting nudged, helped off the track. No harm done. He'll come back in. Checkered flag is out now. So last time around, number 1, 2, 3 leads this group through. Hiroki, Chandra, Fadil, Bassam, Rish Takahira making a late appearance in the top 5 as these riders all passed the checkered flag. There's the number 50 Afifan Ran back on track after getting helped off the circuit. Yesterday's winner, Hiroki Ono, showing some intent there. Almost 0.3 of a second quicker than anybody else in warm-up. What will he be able to do this afternoon to follow up yesterday's brilliantly judged victory? It was a win by almost 0.2 of a second, which is a significant margin in this category. As you can see here, really gentle conditions here, light cloud cover, but you can feel the heat of the sun when you're outside. But there it is, 206.768 was the best time in warm-up for yesterday's winner, Hiroki Ono for Honda Racing Vietnam. Then Chandra Hermawan for Yamaha Racing Indonesia. Then Yamaha LFN's newcomer to the class, Fahmi Bassam, and we'll start from pole position. Fadil Masyavi for Yamaha Racing Indonesia, 4th. Then it was Rish Takahira. Went off track and lost what looked like a promising position yesterday. Rintaro Takamoto hoping for a better ride today on the Akino Speed Yamaha. Irfan Ardiansha 2nd yesterday, 7th in warm-up with a 2:08. And Aiki Yoshi for SDG. He was 8th quickest. And 9th was 2 times champion returning to the class this year, Reza Danica Arens for Astra Honda. And then his championship rival, championship leader indeed, Kritapat Kankum for Yamaha Thailand Racing Team. And then for Pro Power Antares, Unai Galatayud. He was 11th quickest. Then it was Panjarit Chitwarul Chat, championship contender, but crashed out early on yesterday. Ryuji Yoko didn't finish yesterday, qualified 2nd last year, so a rider to keep an eye on this afternoon. 14th was Daniel Sharmi for Uma Racing, and then Irfan Haikal for Motor Honda. Gary Salim on the MS Glow for Men Honda was 16th. Then it was Pirapong Nui Bumpeng, and then Idil Fitri Mahadi for Victor Racing Team. Afifan Ran for Aeon Credit JQK Synergies Cardinals, 19th quickest. Then it was Galang Hendra, 20th, 21st Gao Jiang for Team One for All. Raikyu Hasegawa in for Servo Hypersport Racing by 1010, the India-based team, 22nd quickest. And then another wild card on for Cardinals, Inata Okada. And then Yamaha Yamalubes, Aldiaz Axel Ismail. Tepi Kagawa, wild card in for Sanwa Racing Team. Hunter Corney for Motogo Yamaha Fusport Racing, 26th. Chun Chun Jiang had a heavy crash in the race yesterday. Pro Power Antares, 27th. So he's back and on form. Carlson Jacob for SDG, 28th, 29th, Nguyen Hu Tri. Lu Yin, 2:12 was her best time, ahead of Setu Rajiv and Jasil Jarami, who completed the warm-up session. 32 bikes in the warm-up, 32 bikes due to start this afternoon. Next up, coming your way, live from Motegi, will be the warm-up for the 15-minute warm-up session for Supersport 600s. We'll take a short break and leave you with some slow-motion action from the 250 session, and we'll see you back here in just a few minutes from now.
Sunay, yesterday a really unfortunate crash in the race. So can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, I was trying to be in the group, fighting in the group, but this circuit is so difficult for this bike. We are trying our best, so let's see today how is the race.
So after the warm-up, did you find something to bring forward to the race, or is it still uncertain?
Yeah, we are trying some different things. I think we found good things for our race, so I think today was going to be better.
Thank you so much. Good luck for the race later.
Thank you.
So Lachlan, it's been a tough weekend for you and the team, and in the race, really unfortunate again. So can you tell us what happened?
We're in a bit of a difficult spot at the moment. We're just trying to understand why the bike is behaving in a drastically different way than it has in the first two rounds. Obviously made some changes with the braking system to try and solve some solutions. We're having issues there, obviously. Caught fire there in Thailand with the rear brake locking on, and it seems that changing the system hasn't really solved our problems. Look, I know that we can do it. We proved at Sepang that we can fight for podium positions. So, yeah, just in regards to the crash, just trying to make up too much time on the entry of the corners and just duck the front. It was a pretty simple one there, but I'm not coming here to try and finish outside the top 6, let alone be in 10th spot. So just pushed too much to get back to where I think we should be.
So what are you going to be trying specifically for the warm-up then?
I think we made some pretty drastic changes overnight. The boys worked pretty hard. I don't think they went to sleep. So I think we've got a new setting in the bike, front and rear, and the suspension. I've gone over everything else that we can and tried to make as much improvement as we can, really. And we'll just have to try again and warm up and see whether it worked.
So you're mentioning about the brake as well. So has the thumb brake worked out for you so far, or is it still a bit of something to figure out?
Oh, the thumb brake was actually really easy to understand. You just move, instead of using your foot, you use your thumb. The leverage there is pretty good, so the power you can get out of it is fine. But yeah, we've just been struggling with some issues over it throughout Friday, and it's just kind of hampered our weekend.
Well, thank you so much, Lachlan. Good luck for the warm-up and race 2.
Always, thanks guys.
Thanks to Daniel and to Lachlan, and good to get the insights there from Lachlan, who hasn't had the best run of luck. But as always, being very candid about the reasons for underperforming. And as he said, he was pushing too hard yesterday to try and catch up. So hoping for better things for him today. And also interesting because Daniel and I were speculating yesterday and the day before about how difficult it might be to adapt to using a thumb brake. Well, he seems completely happy with it. So that's very good and very insightful to hear. We're on track now, however, with the Supersport 600s for their 15-minute warm-up session. And big news yesterday was that for Sanwa Racing Team, wildcard Hikari Akubo overcame championship leader Kazmayudin to take the win. And convincing it was too. In the end, 2.3 seconds once he got past. He got past with 4 laps to go, and Kazma didn't quite have an answer to get back. He pushed him, but the gap at the end, the 2.3 seconds, really came after a mistake from Kazma, who really sent it to try and get the lead back on turn 11 the last time around, but ran wide, and so Akubo crossed the line with a comfortable margin over Kazmayudin. On your screen there, Tanat Longpliao and 31, and Kitsada Tanachot just running ahead there of Wayan Groho. Not the best circuit for Honda Racing Thailand last year or this year. Tanat number 2 in the standings, especially after that incredible victory he had in race 2 at Buriram in round 2. That was after a ride-through penalty. So a race and a win that Tanat and indeed Honda Racing Thailand will never forget. Running just behind them is Wayan Groho, the number 89. Wayan Groho, always a contender at the start of the weekend. He ended up 7th, indeed 7 seconds down from Akubo. We stay there with the Honda pairing of Tanat and Kitsada. Kitsada 10th, 14, almost 15 seconds down on the winner yesterday. And those two running together are helping each other along. So Kitsada currently on top of the timing screens after 5 minutes of this warm-up session. And then Keisuke Tanaka, all of those in the mid 155s. Fastest time yesterday was 153.3, and that was by Herjan Atner, who made a really good late run in the race to come through to finish 3rd. So once again, Herjan showing his potential. 2nd podium of the season. This is his 2nd season in. He won the 250 championship in 2024. Rookie season last year, he won at Mandalika. That was his first appearance on the podium. And then he came to the podium again in Buriram, in Sepang in race 1. And yesterday another P3. So some good track time here for Kitsada and Tanat. Kazma has gone to the top currently, ahead of his nemesis from yesterday, Hikari Akubo. Kazma on a 153.8. Hikari on a 154.8, so there's a difference. And they've just been split by yesterday's P3 finisher, Astra Honda's Herjan, who's done a 154.3. But Kazma again showing he's got real good pace as well as speed, 1 lap speed here at Motegi. But in championship terms, with a wildcard winning, it was good news for Kazma yesterday because he finished several places above his main rival currently, Tanat Longpliao, and indeed from Anupab Sarmoon. And Helmi Asman, who came in to this weekend third in the championship, finished 15th yesterday. Sorry, 14th, so took away just 2 points. So for Kazma Daniel, yesterday was a very good day at the office, despite not taking the win. But he knows how important the championship is, and a wild card doesn't have anything to lose, which is why they make the races so intriguing. And it was a real nail-biter yesterday. With 3/4 of the race, Kazma holding steady at the front, with Sanwa's Akubo just behind him, just putting the pressure on. He just kept increasing the pressure and then made his move with 4 laps to go. Anupab now getting some good pace in for Yamaha Thailand Racing Team. 153.6 last time around. Kazma's gone quicker again with a 153.242. So he goes through the first of the tunnels. And indeed puts in a very quick sector 1 on his way. Helmi Asman currently 4th on the timing screen, 154.226. His best time in the race was a 155.2. So illustrating exactly the difficulties that Idemitsu Honda Racing Malaysia's Helmi is going through this weekend. Things were a little better for Khalid and Powie, although still not what you'd expect. He finished 8th, 7.3 seconds back on Akubo. Kazma getting faster and faster. This is only warm-up, but he's clearly experimenting with something. Perhaps he's planning an escape from the front this weekend, this afternoon. He goes from pole position with Kubo and Hergen next to him. So if he gets a good start, he could be planning to just stretch away and get away from Akubo, Anupab, and Hergen and those that would threaten him. Hergen had an impressive race yesterday, but he gave himself a lot of work to do. He started on the front row in 3rd, dropped back to 9th, and then had to scramble his way up to put himself in contention late in the race. So it showed the quality of Hergen, but he'll be hoping not to give himself quite so much work to do this afternoon. Just ahead of him on track there, he's got McKinley Carl Paz. Disappointing for Kyle yesterday. He achieved a podium here last year for Hongleong Yamaha, and of course Kazma's teammate, but finished 13th yesterday. Sorry, he qualified 13th. He finished 9th, 14.7 seconds down on the winner. So a lot more to come from Kyle. Looking there at the number 86 of Zhao Tianhao for Victor Racing Team. Tianhao looking for lessons from this experience he's having at Motegi. His best lap in the race yesterday was a 2:03. So making progress, the Chinese rider. Good to see Chinese riders coming into More and more classes. But in terms of the warm-up, 1:53.1 is the best time, and that is with Kazma, who will start from pole this afternoon. Anupab, four or 5 tenths behind him, so the pace being shown in warm-up does indicate that Kazma could be plotting to run away at the front this afternoon. Second in the championship, Tanat lapping in the low 154s. Khalid and Powie and Helmi 6th and 7th in the late 154s, as we just stay there with Zhao Tianhao and Victor Racing showing off their new livery there. A lot more yellow on the bike this season. We've seen it on Izan Ikmal's 600 as well. Afiwat Wongtananon having a quiet warm-up session in the low 154s. He finished 6th yesterday after threatening for a podium. He's in as a replacement rider officially for Nitro Ryota Racing. And he's running number 241. But very distinctive livery for Apiwat, if we do see him on screen. Scored a P1 and a P2 during his championship year in 2024 here at Motegi. There is the 41 of Kasuke Tanaka. Teammate to Anupab for this weekend. Finished 12th yesterday, 22 seconds down on the winner. Daniel, you were expecting a little more from Tanaka yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he went so well on Friday and in qualifying, throughout the free practices. And I think it was just on the qualifying tire, he couldn't extract the most out of it. And that's understandable. I mean, it's a completely different compound. So I was expecting a good race pace from Tanaka, but just didn't come through. I mean, you can see the confidence he's riding is nearly shoulder down through that turn. He has confidence in his bike. And I think that they will have made a few changes, and I think he should be able to at least keep up with the top 5 for a proper fight this time round.
Yeah, interesting one there. Tanat, who second in the championship, but not looking totally happy here this weekend. He's just done a 1:53.6 to move himself up to P3. That is a good race pace.
So I was just watching Kazuki Tanaka. He is literally doing nearly a Jorge Martin in most turns. It's unbelievable the way he's riding the R6. I don't think I've ever seen that extreme of a riding position on a 600.
So there's a reason to stick around for the slow-mo replays after this session finishes. Checkered flag is out right now. It does look like P2 yesterday. Kazma Daniel for Hongyong Yamaha is the quickest rider out there by a couple of tenths from Anupab Samoon, who would have been disappointed to have finished off the podium, overcome late in the race yesterday by Herjan Atner. Here comes Kesuke for the last time around. There goes Herjan and McKinley Carl-Paz, 46 and 23. And there is Anupab, who's been having a pretty good run in this session, so looking good for this afternoon, to the extent that you can look to warm up for any signs. But this has been a good session for Anupab Samoon.
Kubo mentioned that he was going to try a few things in the warm-up. Looks like it hasn't really delivered what he would have wanted. I mean, he just set his best lap, a 53.8, but we know that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, but he's only just done that. The earlier pace wasn't there in this session.
Indeed.
My goodness, it was there yesterday though.
Oh yeah, brilliance from Akubo. And it looked like it was effortless. In the interview, he mentioned that he had to push, but it didn't look like it.
No, it really didn't. A veteran rider here, and so good to have him in the 600 class.
Yeah, and just factoring as well that he hasn't ridden that bike this season. It's his first time throwing his leg around that bike. What a job by Hikari Okubo.
Yeah, so there it is, a 153.124. That's a very good time indeed for Kazma Daniel in warm-up, so he's looking good for this afternoon. Anupab Samoon, 4th yesterday, 2nd in warm-up. Good pace from him all the way through too. Herjan Atner, he had good pace, especially late in the race yesterday. And then yesterday's winner, Hikari Okubo, just finding something late in the session, 153.848. He was 4th quickest. Then Wayan Nugroho for Yamaha Racing Indonesia. Tanak Longpliao, 154 for him. Ferozi Torakatula, just a few hundredths down from Tanak's time, was 7th. Then Kesuke Tanaka for Nitro Ryota. And then Carolyn Powie, incredibly really, on the second page of the timing screens. And then his teammate, Idemitsu Honda Racing Malaysia, Helmi Asman, 10th quickest. Kitsadar Tanachot for Honda Racing Thailand, 11th. 12th, replacement rider for Nitro Ryota Racing, Apiwat Wong Tananon. McKinley Carl Paz, 13th. Dimas Eki Pratama was 14th. And Jiao Qian Hao, 202.024 for the Chinese newcomer to the category. And there was no time recorded, unfortunately, for Victor Racing's Izam Iqmal. So that is the 600 warm-up done. We've got a 20-minute session coming up and lots to talk about in the ASB 1000s. And just a quick reminder that if you're anywhere in the area when the warm-up is finished for the ASB 1000s, there'll be a pit walk, which is your chance to come and meet the riders, meet everybody involved with the FIM Asia Road Racing Championship, collect some merchandise. So if you're anywhere within striking distance of Motegi, do come along and say hello. We'll be back in about 10 minutes from now with the ASB 1000 warm-up.
So we're with Victor Racing's Joe Francis. So Joe, yesterday again it was typically in Motegi a difficult day for the Yamahas. So we bar Shoteite out of the equation. What did you find in the race? Did you manage to collect some data that you can bring forward for the warm up, or is it still a few question marks?
Yeah, the biggest thing for us this weekend is just the electronics. We're struggling to stop massively. It's not really, we haven't really been able to change much with the chassis just because it's pointless in the sense of we need to be able to stop the thing before we can do that. So it's all coming from the electronics. So we've gone about a second and a half quicker than we did last year with the same bike. So we have improved. It's just trying to make that next step now.
So speaking of the next step, what are you going to be trying for the warm-up session to try and bring forward to race 2?
Just try and make the engine brake a bit more linear. It's pushing me. 1 minute it's backing in a lot and the next it pushes. So we're just trying to make it more consistent. So if we can make it more consistent, I can start braking at the same point every time, because at the minute I have to sort of anticipate what the bike's going to do instead of attacking.
Well, thank you so much. Good luck for the race and the warm.
Thank you.
Kazuki Watanabe. So Kazuki, yesterday, we were talking about it a bit off air, and started with a bit of drizzle, and then the pace just kept on getting higher and higher. So did you guys find anything that you can carry forward for today?
Yeah, since the last one, I tried I think almost completely different bike for today's warm up. I don't know if it's working or not. Depends on the morning feeling. Change for the race 2 pace. I think yeah, a little bit colder than yesterday. I hope not rain is coming like yesterday. A little bit complicated for yesterday's race 1. So yeah, I feel confidence better than yesterday.
So for us as viewers, I mean, we know that the prelims are good in the corners, and maybe now it's just lacking a bit of the top end. But in your view, what is it that you guys need to find now to reach closer to the front?
Yeah, I already feel the strongness of the Aprilia, especially like S-curve section, like keep continue like flowing. That's the better point of this bike. But I need still improvement for the acceleration area, and also the braking area. I thought maybe a little bit better than others, but actually yesterday's race I felt a little bit problem with few things, and then I couldn't make it like strong. I couldn't provide every strongness of this bike for the braking. But yeah, I think today is a little bit going to better.
Thank you so much. Good luck for the warm up and for the race again.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Sunday morning qualifying at Mobility Resort Motegi. This is the final session of the morning for ASB 1000s. 20 minutes on track for many of these riders to check a few changes that they've made overnight, none more so than the number 83 going through there on your screen, the Swift Grow BMW of Lachlan Epis, who seemed to be saying in your interview with him, Daniel, that the team had been up all night changing almost everything. So he'll be hoping for much, much better things today. And as usual, he was very candid about the reasons for his crash yesterday. It was his fault for pushing too hard, with perhaps a little bit frustrated. What's your take?
I mean, I think it's as Lachlan mentioned, the bike wasn't responding, well, it wasn't acting the way he wanted. I mean, we've seen the pace, and we know that Lachlan has a bit more in him, but even at that pace, he managed to get the bike into the gravel a couple of times. So I think it is probably, as Lachlan mentioned, he wants to ride it a certain way, but now it's reacting differently, and hopefully they figured it out.
Yeah, it's always a compromise between the bike and the rider who wants to ride it a certain way, and some riders can adapt themselves very well. I mean, we see this in every category, and some riders that just can't get the bike to bend to their will. Shota Ite talking about bending a bike to your will. He got that Yamaha. Yamahas are supposed to be much slower than the other manufacturers in superbikes, but he thrilled us yesterday, well, all the way through really, including qualifying. He qualified on the second row but came through to finish third after overcoming Apiwat Wangtan, sorry, not Apiwat, the other Thai, Nakarin Atirapuvapat, in the late stages. Nakarin responding to my error by moving up to second on the timing screens.
That's a very times from Japan and Nakarin, both clocking in 151.1s, including Kito Abe as well in third.
Yeah. 50.1, decent time, very early in the session. Best lap, I think, yesterday, 149.2. That was for Hafiz, but late 149s, clocked by a few other riders as well, as we will see. 5 wins in a row for Hafiz Shirin Abdullah on the JDT Racing Team Ducati. And a little bit of a twitch there in the final sector.
Yeah, that was what Dunlop and a lot of riders have been talking about for the past couple of days. With the fresh tires, there's so much grip with the new tarmac that it does give you a bit too much grip at times and not enough slips, and I think that was a nice display of that for Hafiz.
Yeah, and we heard also tyre wear not really a factor here. We've got these the Dunlop tyres and the new tarmac at Motegi working well.
Yeah, we even saw Shota Ite running a medium front. Had no issues at the end, so I wonder. Today it seems like it's going to be a bit cooler. It should be dry. Will we see anyone gamble with more medium tyres or even a soft rear?
Well, it was telling, I think, that it was the wildcard, the Japanese wildcards, who ran with the mediums, and the regular riders, all of them, even Nakarin, who had stuck with the medium front for a while, went for the hard.
Yeah, and I think there was a last-minute decision as well, because initially he was one of the odd ones.
Azroy in the gravel.
Swimming through the gravel.
Yeah, the gravel is so deep here. We did have a little trot around the track yesterday and could see for ourselves just by treading in it. You almost feel like you're stepping into quicksand.
Yeah, indeed. And unfortunately for Azroy, that's not his first off of the weekend. Tarakawa around now, running the hard front, medium rear. I'd imagine the main thing, if for riders who will stick on this new hard front, will be just for braking stability. Looks like Fami Abdul Wahab has an issue there.
Yeah, hand up for help. So looks like a breakdown there for the 40 Forged Asia Racing Team BMW. Kita Abe out there and having a push in warm-up. He told us before the race that he was going to give it 110%. He told us after the race he was going to give 200. He finished second, 4.5 seconds down on Hafiz. Still no sign of an answer to the speed of Hafiz's Ducati. Kito Abe into the 149s in warm-up. So that's serious. Zakwan too, 149.7.
Yeah, it's a good pace being shown by the Hondas already. And if they manage to do that consistently, well, they still need to find 2 more 10s, but if they were to find 2 more 10s that they can run consistently, then they would be within the very space of the Ducati.
Yeah, at the very start of the race yesterday, some riders did manage to get in front of Hafiz, but it really didn't last as long as we thought it could.
The thing is, I think a lot of riders were concerned about the rain dropping. I think the only 2 that really weren't thinking too much about it were Hafiz and Kito, and they just allowed the heat to run into the tires, hence why they pulled away so quickly. Because Kito was right up behind Hafiz for quite a while, but ultimately where the Ducati could grip and Hafiz managed, Kito just couldn't.
Yeah, Hafiz's pace through the race was good. Just as we mentioned, pace through the race, we see on screen a legend of that particular art, Andy Farid Izdihar, teammate of Hafiz for this year, after a long time with Astra Honda. Not quite coming together for him on the Ducati, but it will.
Yeah, honestly, I think once they get that new bike in, I think Andy will be much quicker and much more comfortable. This single-armed swing arm is very different. It's a very different character. So for Andy to convert his riding from the previous bikes that he's ridden to this, it's not easy. I mean, we've seen the quality. He still managed podium. So once they get that new bike in, I just have a feeling that Andy is going to really start taking it to the front, and it should be a fun battle between the 2 Ducatis.
Yeah, it should be. He needs to get the bike launched quickly as well.
Yeah, still getting used to that hydraulic clutch. It's a strange feeling, that one. Once you get the feeling, I mean, you can see with Hafiz now, he absolutely launches off the line. Yeah, the Ducati strength really is number one, the acceleration and the grip that it can lay down on the corner exits. Again, it's where every other bike will struggle with grip. The Ducati just has endless amounts of it. I think in terms of exit grip, the only bike that comes close is the Yamaha, but the second the Yamaha goes into 3rd and 4th, it just doesn't have the legs to keep up. Oh, speaking of legs.
There are the long legs of Joe Francis, you're right, Daniel. Just squelching through that gravel trap.
It's a bit better pace for us for Joe Francis in this warm-up.
Yeah, 45 there is Ollie Simpson, running just behind fellow Australian Lachlan Epis, number 45. And the Moto Go Crew Sport Yamaha. We're also running in 250s with another exciting young Australian talent, Hunter Corney. Here's Nakarin, struggling this season after only just missing out by 3 points on the championship in 2025. Always giving it his all, but not quite coming together as he would like. And just demoted off the podium in the late stages yesterday by the hard-charging Shota Ite, who did a late 149 on the final lap.
His best lap was his final lap.
It was his best lap,
unbelievable. Shota, what a quality rider. And genuinely, I feel if Yamaha was to come back in full swing into the ASB class, Shota should be their man. He's done wonders this weekend.
Yeah.
And of course, credit to Akeno Speed for setting that bike up so well.
Yeah, on the screen there, the second of the Aprilias, Shogo Kawasaki.
Pace is good from Kazuki Watanabe in this warm-up. 50.8. He's been lapping well. And theoretically, he only needs another 2/10 to be within the fight for the top 5.
Yeah, very insightful interview again with Watanabe.
As recent as a few years ago, he was a replacement rider in the Suzuki garage in the MotoGP. Oh, a few years ago, 2018, I think it was.
Yeah, he's such a calm, urbane character. When he talks, if you just met him in any other situation, you'd never guess he was a motorcycle racer.
Yeah. Such a great guy to talk to. So if you ever come down for any ARC races, or even if this one, if you're down in pit lane, do say hi to Kazuki Watanabe. He's a great guy to have a chat with, and an absolute legend into racing, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Staying there with Kawasaki. Well, that's a little bit confusing. The Aprilia of Kawasaki. But beautifully turned out Team Tartara Aprilia. Its graphics working really well on the lines of that bike, which is, I think it's safe to say, one of our favourites.
Shogo's running that old livery still. You can, Kazuki Watanabe's is the one that's with the blue in, a bit of less red and more blue. And both bikes look gorgeous, honestly. It's beautiful shape and shapes these are Aprilias.
Yeah, another shout for 40 Forged Asia. And this rider, 17-year-old Rocco Sessler, qualified 7th. Looked as though he was going to qualify on the second row, but led the third row.
Rocco's doing well, 50.2.
Yeah, came through to 9th with a best time of 150.088. Fantastic start for the young German in his superbike career.
17 years old. He is far from a typical motorcycle rider's prime, and he's far from even what you would call the age of a good rookie.
That's right.
It's unbelievable. At 17 years old, he's going into going toe to toe with the best of Asia. So just imagine what he's going to be like in another 3 years, and he's only going to be 20.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, he's in a fantastic position to really build a career. He's just gone 4th quickest with a 150 again.
Oh,
almost a 150 dead for the young German.
Yeah, 50.018. Knocking on the door of a 49, Rocco Sessler.
149.6 is the fastest time of this session. And that is with Zakwan.
Oh. Yeah, Zakwan seems like he has the pace when it comes to setting the times in qualifying or in practice, but it's just in the race. He's been fading every race. Starts decently, but just can't keep the pace up.
Yeah, we don't think it's tyres, especially not here at Motegi.
I mean, we know the Hondas, they're struggling to get that exit grip, but just the way Zakwan's bringing the bike around, it seems like he can't maintain it in the battles.
Yeah, when he started brightly yesterday, just briefly getting ahead of Hafiz.
It's the same issue with Nakarin as well. Nakarin is, to me, both of them are riding the exact same way. In free practice and qualifying, brilliant. At the start, we saw, as you mentioned, Zakwan and Nakarin shooting right to the front, but give them a few more laps and then suddenly they just can't keep it up. And Kito Abe, again, for Honda, he's the only one that's least keeping within a turn off Hafiz.
Yeah, Azroy's going to call it a morning by the look of it, as Kito Abe goes past him.
Yeah, Azroy after that, off in the gravel. I think something not going quite right in the feeling of the bike.
No, he had a look down to the right.
Oh, Rocco!
Oh. And Rocco was on a charge then as well. He did his fastest sector 2. So my next talking point was going to be Rocco perhaps heading for a 149. So it wasn't quite a commentator's curse.
Yeah, the marshal there. And it's, as you mentioned, it's that quicksand, so we understand why he tripped over.
Yeah, absolutely. So really quick times, once again being shown by Kito Abe. What can he do this afternoon? Well, we know what he will do. He'll give it 200%.
Yeah. Oh, I just love the way Kito Abe slides the bike in, and he does it in a very different way. He will keep the bike straight, and then he'll swing that tail out like that.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
It is mesmerizing to watch him. Whoa!
Is that throttle or rear brake as well helping him to do that?
They're sliding in?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he's where people put only maybe 30% strength, he's putting 50.
Just brute force.
Yeah. Here comes Kito Abe. His lap's not quicker. I mean, it was a bit messy, especially through the tunnel, the front wheel popping up and landing a bit awkwardly. But that's how he likes it, Kito. He's Hassan Shah-esque, but Hassan Shah dialed up to 10.
Yeah, but and a very different figure on the bike, not because Aslan's kind of lanky, I guess, compared to Kito, who's very compact.
This is good for Azroy. He's struggling this session. Now he's got the reference of Kito Abe, and Azroy is improving throughout every sector. Azroy should move up ahead of Adinanta Putra.
Adinanta having a push as well.
Kito Abe and Azroy. So you can see why Kito takes a bit of a slower entry into turn 14, but it gives him such great drive because he can pick up the bike much quicker and get on the gas much earlier. Look at how that rear is sliding around turn 1. And he's controlling it.
Yeah. On the Yamaha there, Ollie Simpson lofting the front wheel of that Moto Go Fusport Yamaha on the exit to turn 10. This time for the Australian has been 151 in the session. Checkered flag is out now, so that's the last lap in anger for the Australian. Shota, yeah, he's still out there and still on the move.
What a story for Shota Ite this weekend. Riding a bike that really hasn't been properly updated since 2022. Since the oil sump redesign. Of course, it has some racing parts updates, but it's an old bike. It's an old model, the R1M. But Shota Ite put that on P3.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. He pulls the Kino Speeds, Astimo's Kota Arakawa across the line. There goes Andy Farid. Andy 151 for him in the session. He's gone from starting fast to seems to be in a kind of learning, getting to know you phase with the Ducati now.
Yeah, I think Andy's taken a different approach. He lost a lot of track time, and maybe it's just more valuable just to get used to how that V4 engine responds. Again, with the Hondas, you can really play more of a rolling style of riding. But with the V4, you really have to exaggerate the stop and go effect.
Yeah, absolutely. So, 3 riders in the 149. Zakwan Zaidi was the quickest of them with a 149.62. And then it was yesterday's race winner, championship leader with 125 points after 5 races, JDT's Hafiz Shirin. And then Kito Abe, who recorded that 149.7 on his last lap. Rocco Sessler, 4th quickest. Despite that last crash, he was getting quicker as well as it happened. Then Kota Arakawa, Astimo Pro Honda S1 Racing. Adananta Putra, I think also in a getting to know you phase with his bike. And then it was Azroy, Shota Ite and Lachlan Epis 9th quickest. Nakarin Tirapuvapat 150.5, he was 10th. 11th Andy Friz Istihar, then it was Kazuki Watanabe. And just looking here, there's a special spy shot there, none other than the mighty Des Corkill looking over the barrier. We've got to get a photograph of that screen there.
So, to all fans of Asia Road Racing, if you ever wondered whose voice is that's so beautiful on race days, this is one of them. Mr. Des Corkill, the legendary voice of Asian sports.
And there he is, looking very cool, calm, collected, and a little bit windblown. And if you'd like to meet him, you've got a chance coming up very, very soon, because we have the pit walk coming up. That starts in 10 minutes and will go all the way through to 12 o'clock. We'll be back on track with the first race of the afternoon. That'll be the Underbone 150s, to be followed by AP 250s, then TVS, so a different running order. 600s and ASB 1000 will finish off the afternoon. So we'll be back on air just after 12:30. So join us then. We are at Mobility Resort Motegi, and this afternoon will be race 2 for round 3 of the FIM Asia Road Racing Championship. We'll see you later.
So Azan, as much as we miss you racing in the thousands class, you are riding a 1000cc bike, but not in the race. But what do you make of the ASB 1000 race yesterday? The pace looked really, really high.
Yeah, exactly. We see now the circuit is new tarmac. Of course, the grip is more better. And for yesterday, sure, I see the race. Hafiz was on top. He was like in another world. He make like 49 all the way, just last 2 lap 50. So incredible to see Hafiz in his world. Every race is doing like this. I think the other rider need to catch up because Hafiz is in another world now.
Well, that being said, you are riding in also a different world. You're doing pillin riding now. So, what's it like bringing a pillin around a track like Motegi?
Actually, it's hard because this circuit is more stop and flowing. So also I take people behind me. It's not easy task. I ready to ride alone actually, but to give them experience how we ride inside the circuit. Yeah, it's quite amazing.
Well, it's so good to always see you in the paddock with this. Have fun with the pillin ride later.
Thank you, Daniel.
IRG5. Start like a rocket and ship like silk with super bike proven nano-tailored oil. Ultra Protective Quintec Guard technology distills the wisdom of oil experts. 5 protective benefits in harmony unleash the peak performance of your engine. Nano Silky Tech ensures extra smooth upshifting at high RPM. Rocket starts, silky shifts. Idemitsu IRG5. Idemitsu IRG5. Start like a rocket and ship like silk with super bike proven nano-tailored oil. Ultra Protective Quintec Guard technology distills the wisdom of oil experts. 5 protective benefits in harmony unleash the peak performance of your engine. Nano Silky Tech ensures extra smooth upshifting at high RPM. Rocket starts, silky shifts. Idemitsu IRG5.